Hey everyone, it's Kong again with another Free Kong Freebies Only clear. And this time I'm finally getting around to doing the level 70 version of the Valkyrie in the Eternal Temple. And as you can see, obviously I'm using my Freebies Only freebies here. So I'll just briefly walk through kind of what I'm doing with these characters while the fight goes on. So Sonya is going to be an important piece, Varna an important piece. I've got Cavalry Keith here, and I've got Hein. Those are the ones going on the safe spot, so they're the ones who are going to be doing the DPS later on in the fight. The other two characters you can't really save, they're going to die anyway, so I just brought characters who I think can do a lot of damage. Vargas just gets a hit off here. Most importantly, turns her into a Lancer, so Kirikaze can come in and do some big damage as an infantry unit. So that's just to get a little bit of extra damage primed on the Valkyrie at the beginning. All the rest of the damage we do throughout the rest of this fight is going to be inflicted on the Valkyrie by her little summoned angels, not by us. So yes, we are doing a variation of the famous Listell cheese. Obviously, Free Kong doesn't have the ability to get Listell, so the only other way that I have to inflict heal reversal is with Sonya's 3C. So some other ways you can do this, you can do it with Hiei, you can do it with Watham. Obviously those are other summonable units that Free Kong can't get, so we're going to go with the Sonya method. So everything else is fairly standard here, similar to the Listell version of this. I'm just going to quickly check. Okay, so I'm on round 3. So I'm not going to move in yet. One of the things that you'll often do, even with the Listell version, to try to give yourself the opportunity to do more damage, is halfway through the fight, like before you get to your big burst at the end, you can heal reversal the boss and just get a couple cheap little AoEs off on like turn 4, and that gives you some time to get your cooldowns back so that you can do it again on turn 8. So importantly, I'm meleeing the boss here with my 3C. That gives her 2 turns of heal reversal. And I also have Spirit Boots on Sonya, so she can move back into range of Hein's teleport, because he's going to put her back on her little healing square. So Varna gets to use an AoE here and hit a few of the little summoned angels, which that'll do 3 spikes of damage to the Valkyrie. But then she also has Wind Pressure, so she gets another bonus AoE, which gives another couple fixed damage spikes. Varna and Keith are actually the only 2 freebies units that have that ability to do 2 AoEs on the same turn. So they get their actual active AoE, and then they get the Wind Pressure AoE as well. Alfred has Sword Breath, but he doesn't have another AoE to trigger it. So it's not super useful. That's actually why I have Keith here, because he can use Wind Whisper and then follow that up with Wind Pressure. Normally, in the Listell version of this cheese, you'd be using someone like Leonhardt there, because he can do multiple AoEs in the same turn as well. So the nice thing about the 2 turns of heal reversal is that Varna's getting an opportunity to use second turn's worth of AoE. So you can see I've already got the boss down to like 70%, and we're not even at the big final burst yet. So we are going to be able to unload several more AoEs on several more angels at the end of this fight. So I didn't even get Keith into the action there. Obviously we're going to have Thor to help us out. He does a couple of AoEs as well. And Hein can cast an AoE. He's not just there for teleport. So we're definitely going to have plenty of DPS here. So at this point, we're just waiting for all these angels to pile up in a big backlog of angels for us until we get to turn 8. Now, one thing that can come into play with this is this RNG of angel spawns. And that's why I have Varna as a flyer with flying troops, because the angels are going to be naturally attracted to attacking her, because they have an advantage against flying. So none of my other units have flying class or flying troops, so if the angels can, they're going to all cluster around Varna. And that really just helps get them all close together so they can be bunched up, and it allows me to hit as many of them as possible with AoE. So you can see they're actually creating a nice little tightly packed formation for us. And there are a lot of them there, and now it's turn 8. So since I can get 2 turns worth of heal reversal, I'll just quickly use Strike here to get her cooldown so she can use her 3C. I'll be able to do some AoEs here on turn 8, and then if I need to, if I don't finish her off this turn, even though she will turn those little healing tiles into flame at the end of this turn, I'll still have a couple people alive who can fire off a couple final Hail Mary AoEs, but I'm not sure if it'll come to that. So obviously Varna here gets to blast like 6 or 7 angels with that initial opening AoE, and then she gets 6 more angels with her follow-up. And now Keith is finally going to get his chance to shine. Balance Blade Cavalry Keith. I think I like my first position better. This is one of the things that I wanted that Balance Blade for that I summoned on my Freecon summoning session. Because I knew I wanted Keith to be able to hit as many people as possible. And I knew that in his Cavalry class he's allowed to equip it, so... Probably didn't need to, like it might have been overkill, but on the other hand it's hilarious to use Keith in a challenge like this, so it was worth it. So Keith is done with his opening AoE and his follow-up, so now let's bring in the reinforcements from up on high. So that counts as a little burst, just his initial summoning, and then these guys are in perfect position to eat a hammer from the heavens, so that's going to end up being tons of damage as well. So yeah, it looks like she's definitely within range for Hein to finish her off here with his 3C, which is going to hit everyone. And even if that didn't finish her off, I still have another turn. Now, Hein and Sonya and, like, Keith would probably be dead after this turn, but Varna and Thor would survive. So that would have given me an opportunity to do another burst and definitely finish her off after that. But either way, that is just a fun little freebies only clear. As you can see here, Sonya being credited with all that damage, almost 1 million damage. Just another typical humorous day in the life of Freecon. So thank you for watching, everyone. I'll catch you in the next one. Happy Langrissing.